Hello. I'm Kira Sabin. I'm going to see Saltburn today. This is a new movie written and directed by Fennell. Fennell is my last name, my family's name, Fennell, and I say it like Fennell. I've heard other people say Fennell, and they've always said that for me too, so.
Hi, I'm Emerald Fennell.
I like to see what she does because it's my name. Watching the nuthatches at my bird feeder. Okay, I wanted to film before because I'm very excited. I unfortunately got a few things spoiled because I'm a nosy bitch. It was all my own fault. I read a bit too much on IMDb. I wanted to go into it blind though, but I could guess like the type of vibe that this movie was gonna be. I love both Jacob Elordi and Barry Keoghan, I think is how you say it.
Hi, I'm Barry Keoghan.
I'm gonna be with my wife and my sister. I'll try to film something after we're done watching it. I know that this is not one that you should see with family or parents. I know that it's gonna be very sexual in nature. I mean, watching the trailer, it's so many gay vibes. I'm also known for having a horrible gaydar. I think it's just going to be like mid-2000s, which I really like to be nostalgic about because it was horrible style-wise and it's iconic in its own way. 2000s party, young sexiness, but also be dark, which I'm just very excited for. Yeah, I'm just very excited. I will give you my reaction, my spoiler-free reaction coming soon. What did you think?
I loved it.
It's not what I expected, but I did like it, especially the ending. There were like a few times where I was like, oh, I'm not gonna like this. Yeah. But then they got me again. I was like, oh no, I like this. Well, I mean, I was like, this is either gonna go one way or the other way. And it kind of went all of the ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did I think of Saltburn? Overall, I recommend seeing it. I recommend seeing it in theaters even. Right away, it's filmed in 3:4 ratio, so it's cropped on the sides a bit. That I knew going into it, but it was still an adjustment for me to make when I arrived. And I didn't sit super close to the screen. We sat kind of in the middle back, so it felt a little small. Like I wish I had sat closer, or I don't know that it needed the cropping. But I appreciate the stylistic choice in general because movies don't really do that like ever. So that was one layer already that was fun. I also heard that it was going to be a slow movie, and I would argue yes, it was kind of long and therefore the plot felt a bit drawn out, but it was a fast-paced movie. Each scene didn't have a lot of meat. It was just like a moment between two characters, some dialogue. Like each scene got to the point really fast and was beautiful for one. Gorgeous film. See it just for that. But they happened so fast. So it was a mixture. It was not a boring, slow film. That is for sure. But it did take its time where it wanted to. Now, the content, everyone's freaking out because it's real, horny, kinky, sexual, not one you want to see with your parents. Everyone says that. That's true. I would rather not. I'm sure anyone would rather not. The worst thing that you could ever watch with your parents, though? No. I mean, no. Depending on your parent, it'd be fine. Just odd. It is gay, but not gay enough. It could have been more gay for me, but it's definitely queer. I've been a bit desensitized from how many things I've seen, but I don't think it was that crazy. Yes, there were moments where I didn't necessarily want to be seeing that, but also it was filmed in such a way where there are shadows, there are constantly a play on lighting. It's not very graphic. It could have been way more graphic, and I'm grateful that they didn't go there. I think there's a fantastic balance throughout the entire movie of everything. There's always a point where it could go to, and it doesn't necessarily go there, but it does enough that you are grateful they did that. They don't hold back. And Emerald Fennell, outstanding perspective. It's a unique story, but not necessarily. No, it is pretty original. It's a pretty original story. Jacob Elordi, Barry Keoghan, phenomenal job. On stage and behind the scenes, their chemistry is fantastic. I would see it just for them. I often paint stills. I grew up loving movies and then painting stills of it. So many I wanted to during this one, and I probably will, so stay tuned for that. Graylee, my wife, absolutely loved the movie, and it was her favorite movie that I've taken her to in a theater. She doesn't necessarily love going to the movies, so I felt very proud to have selected it. There were moments where I thought they're gonna do this and I'm not gonna like it, and all of these things that we've gone through are not gonna add up or feel like they were significant enough for me to actually like this movie. But then they went there. They did the things. I got the point. Some people are not going to like this for many, many reasons. But if you're into unique storytelling, really dynamic characters, and there is some criticism of wealth in this, that's like kind of the whole point. Kind of. It's weird. When we were leaving, I heard a girl say, I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. And I get it. Mostly it was the sounds of things that I was like, ugh. But in terms of how sexual it is, I don't think it was, I mean, to each their own for sure. It's subjective and there is some implied abuse, but overall I don't think it goes too far. Some people would totally disagree. I think it was shocking for the purpose of being shocking, but also it's those times that we learned most about the main character, and I do think they were necessary in this type of plot. The score too, it was early 2000s. It's not what I expected. I expected there to be more people in it, honestly, and it to be more of like party-esque type of movie, but it was very grand building, grand landscape, but small actions and quiet actions for the majority of the movie. So that was surprising. It was nice, but it was not as upbeat and fun as I expected some early 2000s themed things to be. I recommend seeing it. If you don't like sexual things, I don't recommend seeing it. And I love to see such bold work from a female director and writer. I want more of it. I will be very intrigued to see what Emerald Fennell does in the future. So I wanted to add one part that I totally forgot to talk about and was really important to me, and that would be the end scene. Very memorable. You're gonna know why. It's, in my opinion, fantastic. I think it is what tied this movie in a neat little bow. Maybe some people would be like, well, what about XYZ? I don't really care, because it was what made me understand the narrative, made me like the characters. Didn't leave me with any of the doubt I previously had at certain moments of not knowing what they wanted to do with it. Emerald did what she wanted with it. I applaud Barry. I hope it gets nominated for something. Movies like this can sometimes be overlooked, but I think it was definitely deserving. This movie in particular reminded me why I love going to the movies, because it's an experience that you're gonna have with a bunch of strangers in a room because you all had some shared interest to get you there in the first place. And this movie felt like that. I appreciated the movie-going experience in that case. We are anxiously waiting to rewatch it. It's going to be on streaming on December 22nd, I believe. I do recommend seeing it in theaters, but if you can't, that's okay, and you should enjoy it at home. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope to make more of these in the future. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you'd love to see. Stay cool. I hope you have a grand day and see this movie.